Did you know that justified text can look good on the web, that you don't need a list with million tips to optimize your website performance, and that a new JavaScript method is coming to browsers that will help you move elements around the DOM? Find out all about this and more in the next few minutes. This episode is sponsored by Product for Engineers. More on this fantastic newsletter in a bit. First up, Tyler Sticka explains how can justified text look good on the web. And the secret is hyphenation. CSS property hyphens has been supported in browsers for quite some time now, but what changed is that we have a new property, hypenate-limit-chars, that makes this more viable. Hyphens are unreliable because you never know at what point the word will be broken off into a new line, but with hypenate-limit-chars, you can actually set a minimum length of the word, and under that, your words will not be hyphenated. The best way to set this up would be to use text-align justify property along with hyphens auto. This is supported in all browsers, and then on top of that, use text wrap pretty to avoid orphans and widows in your text, and hypenate-limit-chars. Now, hypenate-limit-chars is only supported in Chrome at the moment, and just as well, text wrap pretty is only supported in Chrome at the moment, so this is not exactly ready for production, but still, this is something that you can keep in mind. If you want or need justified text, you can set this up as progressive enhancement today, and later on, when all browsers start supporting text wrap pretty and hypenate-limit-chars, then you will be able to get exactly the effect that you want for your justified text. Next up, Bramos van Dam showcases new JavaScript method, moveBefore. As you're probably aware, if you want to move an element around the DOM with JavaScript today, you have to remove an element from the DOM and then reinsert it at the point where you want. But with the new moveBefore method, you can drop it exactly where you want immediately without having to actually remove it from the DOM. And this means that the element will preserve its state. Or if the video is playing, once you remove it, it will stop playing. But if you're using moveBefore method, then the video will continue playing as you drop it to a different point in the DOM. This might not be a practical example, but it clearly shows how powerful this new method can be. If you want to use this today, make sure to test if the browser supports the method, because currently it's only supported in Chrome, so you do need a fallback for other browsers like Safari and Firefox. Still, if you are manipulating DOM in your web app and you need to preserve the state, this is something that you can check and start using immediately, as long as you provide a proper fallback. This week's sponsor is Product for Engineers newsletter by PostHawk. If you want to improve your product building skills, be it for your day job or for your side hustle, then this is the newsletter that you should be subscribed to. You can check out their latest issues online without subscribing, and if you do, you'll find out exactly why you need to be subscribed. For example, do you know what activation is and why you should care about it? Well, to be honest, I didn't know about it before reading it. Therefore, to improve your product building skills, sign up to Product for Engineers newsletter today. Thanks so much to PostHawk for sponsoring. Next up, Matt Zoran explains that the best way to approach optimizing your website performance is to use automated tooling and high-level page load analysis. Of course, in this article, Matt explains exactly how to approach this and how to actually single out the most important performance advice, focus on that, and get the best results for the least amount of effort. So if you want to improve performance of your websites, use automated tooling. It will give you directly info based on your code, what you can do to improve the performance, and of course, read this fantastic article. Next up, we have uifonts.app. This tool allows you to easily test how different fonts work together. I love this tool because it allows you to see exactly how different font combinations look in an actual interface, or something that looks like an actual interface. Usually you get a title or a paragraph and you have to figure out in your head how would this look in your interface, but with this tool, you can see exactly how changing a font will reflect in something that looks like a real app interface. A lot of interfaces these days come in dark mode as well, but this app only allows you to test the light version, and as this is not really ideal, here is a quick CSS tip that will let you easily see how can this interface look in a dark mode. I will open Developer Tools, I will select my HTML element, and I will set filter here with the value invert to 1. This will invert the colors on the entire website. In this case, images and buttons are also inverted, and that might not be what I want. So I will actually add a new selector here as well. I will target images and buttons, and I will invert the filter again. This will switch images and buttons back to the original state. So I will close developer tools, and this is an easy and effortless way that you can use to see exactly how can this interface or this font combination look in the dark mode. Lastly, we have a fantastic demo by Adam Argyle that showcases the power of scroll-driven animations. If I scroll this page, you will see that the planets are orbiting the sun and the sun is rotating as well, and all is tied to the scroll bar. This is actually set up with simple CSS animations. For example, we have a sun here with rotate property, and this is then tied to an animation along with animation timeline set to scroll. When I scroll this page, this animation will run. I will comment this line out just so you can see that if I scroll now, the sun is now static because the animation is no longer tied to the scroll bar. The Earth and Moon are also created similarly. Check the demo yourself, dig into the code, and see how powerful scroll-driven animations can actually be. Thank you so much for your attention. My name is Zoran Jambor. I will see and hear you in a different animation timeline, or rather, in the next video.